different types of cases, how would you process all the events, what you're expected to look at, what you're expected to capture and enter. All of those details would be given to you as a training. However experienced you are, even when you change your job after 5-6 years down the lane, you move into a new company or a new project, each thing is different. They want to make sure that all the employees are trained and on the same board. Okay. Now, complete data entry in all mandatory. What are the mandatory fields? What are the optional fields? In your previous company, you might be doing things in a different way because Argus is 90% configurable. Okay, each project, each company configures them according to their specific requirement. So you will be provided complete training. If you do not follow everything during your training period, which could just last for about 3 to 5 days at the max. And after that, if you still have doubts, you can look back at these manuals, or you can, get in touch with your colleagues or your higher ups and try to get information to make sure your work is error-free. Now, acknowledgement date, like I repeated before, your acknowledgement date is considered the submission date, not the date that you have submitted. The date when your regulatory authority has received the case is when it is the date and time that the regulatory authority has received your case would be your submission date. This is of utmost importance. Make a note of it. You will be questioned about it if at all you receive a question regarding E2B submissions. They might give you an example, like I gave you an example. They say on day 6, you would have submitted the case, but the FDA received the case on day 7. When do you think would be your submission date? Not even by mistake mentioned to say that it was day 6. It is day 7. Whatever your acknowledgement date is, that is considered the submission date. Now moving on to a few types of cases. Spontaneous cases, there are 2 types of reports. They could be unsolicited or unsolicited literature cases, your post-marketing case studies. These are the different types of trials that you might get to work on when you get hired into a company. You could have solicited, you could have an observational study, or it could be based on a study product. Okay. Nothing of importance when it comes to the interview. Your study number, they could have different types of numbers. They do not exactly give it to you in verbatical form. It would have some codes or some numbers like they are mentioned here. Each study could have, their own coding format. Now to the pictorial presentation for the electronic submission. Now, this particular thing is an expedited safety reporting to the FDA. If you would pay attention to the number of days. Okay, day 0, you would start when the PV department or the safety department has been, there's a case arrived into your safety department and you've been made aware of it, and you would start with your case processing. Now, until day 10, what happens is you finish the entire case, it goes to the medical reviewer, your QCing is done, your case is complete, and your case is locked. You have 15 days for submission. This is a non-serious case. You have 15 days, but still you would be finishing the case within day 10. Day 10 to day 12, you have submissions in Argus for acknowledgements, and you will still have some more time remaining, day 12 to day 15, because each company would have a huge number of cases being transmitted on a daily basis or a weekly basis. They would have their own strategy on how they would be submitting cases. So you need to allow sufficient time for the submission department to work. As important as completing the case is equal importance is given to the submissions group 2, where they need to work on their various steps in trying to push the case into the regulatory authority. Now, you would have different time